We begin our trek into the United States with two questions. Who can beat Cody Crosgrove, and who can beat Evan McFarlane? In contenders, Crosgrove made it 4 race wins in a row last week in Barcelona, and backed it up in Sportsman with another victory as well. In the overall supercar class, Evan McFarlane bolted away from the field and made it 3 out of 4 wins so far this season. What will happen as we come stateside? We'll find out together. America's home for racing is the venue for the evening. The Charlotte Grand Prix is next. Our venue for this evening is the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway. Opened in 1960, North American Simulated Auto Racing started visiting this circuit in 2021A. 0.83 miles in length with 7 corners, 5 to the right and 2 to the left. The lap begins with the double apex turns 1 and 2, over the tabletop jump, down to a near flat-out turn 3. Up the slight hill and into the left of turn 4. Turn 5 next, where we saw the Kingsbury brothers crash each other over a transfer spot in the LCQ back in 2021B, and traction is crucial here as our drivers head towards the Joker decision. It's a longer lap here, and with a delta of a few seconds, if you take your Joker too early, you might get caught in traffic and ruin your race. For the regular course, we round the right of 6 and the left of 7 to finish the lap here in Charlotte. In NASA Rallycross, our format is as follows. Our field is split equally into 5-lap heat races with 1 Joker lap. The top 2 transfer to the feature automatically. The winner gets 3 bonus points, and the runner-up gets 2. The rest of our drivers are sent to the semifinals, also 5 laps with 1 Joker. The winner transfers in each and receives a bonus point. This sets the grid for our 10-lap feature race, where the points are awarded and trophies are handed out. Unique to NASA Rallycross, 2 Jokers are taken during the feature. The 29th season of the NASA Rallycross Challenge continues tonight with Bryan, Sawyer in the production truck and Justin Robichaud next to me in the commentary box. My name is Josh Mertz as we welcome you to the 9th running of the Charlotte Grand Prix. The NASA Rallycross Challenge is brought to you by Overwatch Specialty Service. The only thing more unique than your problem is our solution. For more information, visit osscenter.com. Thank you so much to Rob Hartland for your continued support of NASA Sim Racing. Our coverage also brought to you by NordVPN. For up to 63% off a 2-year plan, visit nordvpn.com/ASNTVUSA. Thirdly, our cameras for the entire season are provided by TrackCams22.com. And finally, our intro music was produced by our very own Alex Abetti. Justin Robichaud, we saw last week another win for Evan and Cody. We begin our trek to the U.S., and the tracks are a little bit tighter, a little bit more technical here in the States. So our question is, who can beat our points leaders, and what do you think about the different layouts here in the States compared to those longer tracks in Europe?
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting, Josh, especially since Charlotte is actually a track that is free on the surface. So a lot of drivers here have a ton of laps, so we're going to see probably a bit more racecraft than we're used to. Maybe a different name at the top right now. Matthew Lindy sitting there, so we'll see if that shakes out. Cody Winicky also looking pretty fast here tonight. So Cody Crosgrove again. Obviously, we're gonna keep an eye on him, but it might be a little bit harder for him to squeak away a solid runaway victory here tonight, Josh.
He does have a 38-point lead coming into the 5th round of the championship here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Crosgrove 110, Winicky 72, Grove 69, Lindy 69, Erdmann 59, and you take a look down the order: Wetz, Rakowski, Robichaud, Dubois, and Darnell. Slapex Racing 1-2 at the top of the team's championship. Subaru 155, Ford 117, JC Simsport Jr. in 3rd down the order there as well. As we are in practice right now, Matthew Lindy about 10th faster than Cody Crosgrove, and entering this race, as we take a look on board Matthew Lindy, we took a look in the track preview. Such a tricky first couple of corners to get right, and it's a cliche word here, is tricky, but turns 1 and 2, I guess I could say the whole thing, to boil it down to one sentence: don't be afraid of the walls.
Yeah,
I figured that out myself.
You can't be. It's a lot. You're watching Matthew right now go through one of those turns where you need to send it very, very early around a concrete barrier. Again, here, another hairpin. You have to get the car rotated very, very early because you're coming out in the opposite direction, Josh. So got to get that car pointed out the right direction very, very early. You need the grip there in the dirt section. but tons of track. Yeah, you mentioned turn 1 and turn 2. It's basically a sideways that we're going to watch Matt come through it here actually now, and it's a double sweeping double. Oh, he kind of smacks the wall, shows you how easy it is. But the second half of that, basically the top portion there is flat, Josh. It's like a flat top, and it gets a little bit worn in, and the car acts a bit weird after a few laps.
I was just about to bring up after you were speaking about this track seems flat, right? Turns 1 and 2 has the berm on the outside. You crest as we take a look at Cosgrove in the 18, cresting this little hill across the dirt between the road courses. This corner's kind of cambered in. I don't think there's any banking in this hairpin, but the big thing is there's just so many bits and pieces that upset the car. You wouldn't expect these little bits of camber to do so, or the jumps or whatever, but such a tricky layout. I know I said that already a bunch of times, but this final corner here utilizes the Roval here at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the NASCAR boys. Banked in that corner, banked in 1 and 2. It's a fascinating track, despite not looking such, I guess I could say.
You can see it flatten out there as well as they come across the jump here on the exit, and another fast sweeping turn. You can't be afraid to really give it. It's really not much of a braking zone, Josh. It's really a lift. Get those lefts planted and take that turn as Matthew makes a bit of a mistake, smacks the wall. It shows you how easy it is, Josh, especially when the track gets worn in this practice state. It doesn't take long with all those drivers out there, and we're seeing a few people struggle with those late races, which they'll have to deal with later in the heats, because the heat races will get a bit rubbered in.
We'll take a look all evening long, of course, at the Joker, and it merges together at the start-finish line. I remember, I think you were involved with a potential podium finish, I think with Clog, or was it a transfer spot? It was a while ago, but I just remember one of you guys jokered on the last lap. I think it was you, and it was photo finish at the line. And we've seen so many things happen throughout, whether it was the Kingsburys, like I think I said in the track guide, in the hairpin at the far end of the track, they crashed going for a transfer spot in the semifinal. I think it was 2021C, which I think that set you up for that race, but digressing a bit. And such a wonderful track. Cody Winicky on the top of the board, Lindy in second. Crucially, Cody Cosgrove sits in third right now. At least that was practice times. We'll take a look here in quali. Remember, we have a 3-lap, 5-minute solo quali.
That starts now. Yeah.
We take a look now.
There for that now.
Keep in mind, of course, just talking about the Joker a little bit more, the Joker Delta 2.3 seconds is the gap that you have to make sure you have if you want to maintain your position. First car on track, Cody Cosgrove in car number 18, former Sportsman champion, currently the points leader in Sportsman and in Contenders. As we head over the jump for the first time, he's leading Jake Robichaud, Vinny Sowers, Cody Erdmann, the top 4. Over the little bit of the jump between the road courses, you have to aim towards that wall. Don't hit the inside wall to get a 0x, and that might have been.
Oh.
We'll have to take a look, of course, and see. And just getting informed that the netcode's a little weird here, so the server might show that it's contact, but it might not be. We'll just have to take a look and see. Cosgrove across the line, and that was a 1 or a 0x, so it did not count his lap.
Oh, no.
We currently look fastest in qualifying. Cody Erdmann, the former supercar champion, 43.107. Robichaud, 43.989. Sowers, 46.3.
Wow.
And I think Matty Grove had the same issue that his teammate Cosgrove did, Justin. Rateau, P2.
Oh, it's looking like he might. Oh, and that's a great time from Rateau right there to take P2. Fantastic little time. And
Cody Erdmann, the only race winner here in Charlotte. Of course, that was on the legacy layout, so we don't really count that, but I count that for stats bits. I know everyone else is rolling their eyes at me. Cosgrove, P1, 42.7. Erdmann, 43.6 his last time around. Wett's 43.6.
That's the time right there, 42. That's a fantastic lap time here. Jump on with Jess.
And we're taking a look at Jess Rakowski in the 999. She is beginning her qualifying run. She was looking good in practice as well in the 999. Matthew Morris goes to 4th quick. Josh Darnell goes to P2. He's a second off Cosgrove.
Oh, wow. A full second. full 10th. 10th.
I meant to say 10th. Words are hard. Words are hard.
Wow.
Welcome to NASA.
Full second. Yeah, no, a full 10th. That's fantastic. Like I said, people coming out of here, we've got a lot of laps on this track in this session, I'm sure. So some people going to come out here maybe a little bit stronger than they usually are on those obscure tracks that maybe not be run so much.
So Cosgrove has finished his run. Winicky, I'm trying to find someone on screen. I think we're looking at Winicky in the 9, 42.925. He improves, but he does not get close to Cosgrove. Matthew Lindy has crashed on his final flying lap in car number 3.
Ouch. And another crash.
Josh Darnell's got one left as well.
In that same spot earlier, so just unfortunate, just not able to get that down. He still got a pretty good time there in second, so making contact on at least 2 laps, that's pretty impressive.
Let me try and find someone on track. Jess Rakowski on my monitor in the 999, rounding the final corner. She ran a 43.2 her first lap. Second lap, 43.2 as well for the 999, puts her in the 6th spot. Maddie Morris ran a 43.962, switched to the Subaru. So that's interesting. I don't know if he's ran the Subaru yet this season.
No, and that was probably with the team change when he got pulled over by Stunzeed. So yeah, interesting move. We'll see how he makes out. I know he's been chatting in the Discord, and he said he's really enjoyed the help he's received from Russell Peterson. So very excited to see how that partnership unfolds, and if we can see a bit of a boost from Morris here, and see what he kind of brings to the table here down this last stretch.
Yeah, I was just about to mention, I think all the quali runs are ran. There was a couple mistakes. Lindy Darnell made one. That's going to give Cody Cosgrove pole position by a 1/10 of a second.
Wow.
Over Matthew Lindy. Matthew Lindy and Josh Darnell on the same 1/10 of a second. And what an impressive run from Josh Darnell. We talk about he's one of the newcomers in NASA Sim Racing, made his first start last season at Sonoma, that final race. So this is race number 6 for him, sitting nice. P3.
Very nice. Loving it.
As we get ready for heat number 1, if you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network. And if you'd like to race, all the info is at nasasimracing.com. Streams on Sunday, Monday, and Thursday. We're getting close to the end of the calendar year, but we'll keep you posted. Grid for heat number 1, Cosgrove, Winicky, Robichaud, Dubois, and Ed Boyle.
All right, Jake and Eric, we got this.
3 heat races here in Charlotte. And what's interesting and kind of fourth wall breaking, as I hate to do, the spotter, because rallycross tracks are designed weird, the spotter's not going to call these guys if they have a car to their left or right. So you have to be hyper vigilant. It's happened to me once or twice.
Yeah, and it's happened to our drivers in previous seasons too, Josh. So something we'll have to watch out here tonight is looks like they're all there.
Revving them up, getting ready for heat number 1 in Contenders in Charlotte. Green flag off the line. Jake Robichaud gets a great start in the first phase. Cosgrove pulls him down to the first corner. In the middle is Winicky. Into the first corner. Robichaud misses the braking point. I thought he did. Comes nearly across into Winicky side by side with the teammates. And Jake Robichaud surges ahead as we begin the first lap. Into turn number 1. Robichaud, Cosgrove, Winicky, Dubois, and Boyles. Through turn 2, over the jump for the first time. Don't stick the left rear off the edge of the jump. It won't end well. Tricky corner in turn 3. Cosgrove nearly into the wall. Up the hill, down the hill, turn number 4. Robichaud way wide in the 69. Gives the wall a kiss, and that's going to give Cosgrove the opportunity here, Justin.
Oh, Jake still has the inside, but it looks like Cody just knows he's going to close the door.
Winicky made contact with Cosgrove, got turned around. And 3rd, 4th, and 5th now. Out of it, potentially.
Yeah, that looks like it. And Cody's just really the unfortunate final ring in an accordion and ends up in the wall in that tricky spot. Hard enough to do on your own, let alone trying to chase 2 cars down. And really nothing there but a racing incident, in my opinion, Josh. They just kind of bumping and banging. And Jake Robichaud, look at him just out and away ahead of Cody Cosgrove, actually pulling a little tiny gap here. And we'll see if he can keep the butterflies out of his stomach with Cody Cosgrove barreling down in his rearview mirror here, Josh.
Your Pops has had some really good luck in the last couple of races, making the last couple features, and he's looking good for this feature as well here in Charlotte. No jokers between the two teammates.
Hit wide in the
Boyles,
corner there.
Winicky, and Dubois have not jokered either. Winicky jokers in the back of the field, and so Dubois does not. So, last lap, Robichaud 43.4, Crosgrove 43.0, fastest lap here in heat number 1.
Tiny issue in the first couple turns there, Josh, from Cody, and he's giving Jake another bit of a run here. Good old Papa Dad coming in here. Let's see if he can nail this corner here. This one gets a bit tricky as the track gets rubbered in, swings it a bit wide, still holding that gap, and I'm so impressed here, Josh. This is fantastic. You're talking about a bit of luck. He's also clearly putting in a ton of work, Josh. Look at this line. He's doing fantastic, getting all the grip on exit, as you can see, just pulling a small gap on Cody out here. I'm watching from the blimp cam a little. Fantastic
Feel free to be completely biased on this onboard call. Take us a lap.
No, I'm gonna be absolutely biased. He's bridging a gap again. Cody Crosgrove is having, I don't know if he has damage maybe on the front right, but he's having a small issue in the first corner there. Bridging a bit of a gap. Coming down here in this flying corner. Still
Robichaud 43.5.
Oh, Cody's just bridging a little bit here now. Here we go.
Runs it a little bit wide, does Robichaud. Dubois, Boyles, Winicky, that running order has not changed. And these guys have not jokered. Are we going to see a formation finish between the teammates, or are we going to see a little bit of a race? This is the point where you should alternate. They get so close, and we're going to battle this to the line.
Ooh, and Cody's super respectful there to his teammate.
We've got one lap, and they both have to joker, so Crosgrove's going to have to make this pass on the track. He was 4/10 up on Jake Robichaud. Robichaud really wide, nicks the tires, into the wall goes the 69.
Now he's got to focus on getting it back on the track and just take that second transfer spot. No worries there, but that is contenders' mistakes. But fantastic drive up to that point.
Battle for fourth. Winicky and Boyles. And again, it's not for a transfer spot, but we are battling for a better grid spot in the semifinal.
It is, Josh.
And they are still side by side through turn 3, down to turn 4. Boyles lets him have it. Up front, Crosgrove will have to joker. Robichaud will have to joker. They will exit. It will be a Slapex 1-2-3, Crosgrove and Robichaud transfer. Best of the rest, Dubois, Winicky, and Boyles.
What a drive from these two Slapex cars, and fantastic finish there from both of them. Even with the mistake, great recovery to come back in there and take that second transfer spot, Josh.
As just confirming our first two qualifiers, Crosgrove and Jake Robichaud. Getting ready for heat number 2. Here in Charlotte. Our grid, Matthew Lindy, Cody Erdmann, Chris Wetz, Olivier Rateau, and Vinny Sowers. Another 5 laps, 1 joker. And Wetz and Erdmann in this heat, couple of the pioneers of the series. As we get ready for heat number 2. Green flag off the line. Lindy, better start than Erdmann. Pulled him by half a car length, making a car length down to turn 1. Erdmann deep on the brakes in the 52. Thought he could make something happen. He's going to try and pull side by side with Lindy as we begin the first lap. Can't make it happen. Erdmann second. Then it's Wetz, Sowers, and Rateau to the first corner for the first time. Erdmann looking to the inside in the 52 on the 3. Looks like Lindy hit that little flat on the driver's left. Rotated a bit too far, but he saved it.
Wetz is off!
And Wetz has crashed on the first lap of heat number 2.
He's got it back on, Josh. He's on the track again.
Back going.
Doesn't look like there's a ton of damage, but I mean, time will tell. We'll see what happens.
Erdmann backs up the corner, tries to get to the inside of Lindy, and he lost his rotation mid-corner. So crucial to maintain that rotation, otherwise you're dead in the water. We can joker on the first lap. Erdmann does. And like he's talked about in his interviews, we go from the past 10 years in NASA racing. We would always joker if it's a longer lap. I don't know if that's going to be a commitment line penalty for the 52, though.
Sorry to cut you off, Josh, but Wetz is around in the joker. He went in there. It didn't look like he had a ton of damage, but he does now.
He clipped the wall. On entry, he clipped the tire wall. It sent him sideways, and both corners demolished on that 71.
Oh, yeah. He can't. It doesn't turn now, Josh. He's limping this home.
So the man from Texas will have to go to the semi-final. Lindy, Sowers, Rateau, Erdmann, Wetz, the running order. If you cut the joker too far, you might, too short, I should say, you might roll your car. So let's keep an eye on that one as we take lap number 3 here in Charlotte. Olivier Rateau jokers in the 63. Put him now behind Erdmann in the 52. So Erdmann jokered. Sawyer did not. Lindy did not. And Erdmann, as of the last lap, was a 4.4 second gap between them. And the delta is double of the lead. So about 2.3.
And it's kind of a little sad watching Wets limp that poor Beetle along. It doesn't drive in a straight line at all, Josh. I think it needs an alignment.
I'll tell you what, Chris Wetz drives the car until it does not work again. And I'm going to be concerned, though, by him being in the way of the race leaders.
Well,
so we'll see if blue flags are given to the 71. Matthew Lindy resets fastest lap.
Yeah, that gap is absolutely going to hit there by the next lap, Josh. So we'll see. I suspect he'll just be away and out of the way. He knows he's just a pylon at the moment that's driving in a. Oh, he can barely make the turn and there's the hairpin.
As the winner of the Charlotte Grand Prix back in 2013C, not having the greatest heat race, we take a look at Cody Erdmann, winner in 2012C, back on the NASCAR 2003 days. We're going to come to the white flag. Matthew Lindy leads ahead of Vinnie Sawyer. Cody Erdmann battling for that spot. Sawyer's jokers will have to put Erdmann back to second now in the transfer. Wetz has parked it in the 71, so Lindy takes the white flag in car number 3.
Yeah, a fantastic race by both of these, and it kind of fizzled out near the end, but that's just how it goes. These drivers just proven they are where they are, and great little finish by Matthew there, and Erdmann securing their spots in that final.
As Sawyer's Rateau running order has not changed. This will give Matthew Lindy the middle grid spot on the front row of the grid. And this turn 1, very tricky, as the common theme is, common word of this track. As Lindy jokers in car number 3. Erdmann will not have anything for him. Lindy off the final corner wins heat number 2 ahead of Erdmann, as best of the rest is Sawyer's, Rateau, and Wetz.
Here we go. Coming up on another heat here, heat number 3. And I'll take this one for you, Josh. And this one we got Joshua Darnell, Jess Rakowski, Matthew Morris, Matthew Grove, and David Douthwaite.
As I'm going to publicly apologize that we messed up Douthwaite's pronunciation.
Yeah, we got you now. Yeah.
We got you now. Thank you for correcting us.
We practiced before the show and everything, so.
As we get ready for heat number 3, our final heat of the evening. This is going to be seeds 5 and 6 here in Charlotte. Green flag off the line. What a start from Darnell, despite the wheel spin, still pulling Rakowski by half a car length down to the first corner. Grove looks to the inside, defending sportsman champion side by side with Morris, and Rakowski a little loose on corner exit, trying the outside line. Drivers right down to turn 1, half a car length between them. It's Darnell versus Rakowski versus Grove, Morris, and Douthwaite, all of them running a little bit wide through turns 1 and 2 there, Justin, but the track is pretty gripped up. We get a reset for the semifinals, so these guys haven't raced or driven on a track like this since the end of practice.
Yeah, pretty much. Practice would have been the last time. So some of these drivers, if they've remembered that ending of
Darnell
practice...
wide, not to cut you off, thought he was going to be in the wall.
Tons of them under a blanket now. Oh boy, it looks like Jess is poised to try and make another. Darnell hits the wall, gives Jess a bit of an opening here. She goes outside. Just fighting for grip here, Josh, on this dirt. As Jess dips off into the Joker.
Jokering is the 999, also with David Douthwaite in the 155. Darnell leads at the end of the first lap. Grove and Morris second and third. Matty Grove really wide in turn 1, and Matty Morris was the same as well. Pancake the left side of that Subaru WRX.
And making Jess Rakowski instantly regret taking that Joker, because she comes out in traffic just a little bit and watches a driver in front of her smack the wall. That's got to be a scary feeling, Josh, because there's not much room here. If she gets stuck in traffic, then all that delta she may have gained in taking that and trying to get out of the way, just lost.
As rounding turn number 6 down to 7. Darnell middle of the road, not the best line, nor did Grove run the best line through that final corner. Morris jokers releases Rakowski to catch the top 2. As let's take a look once the lap times begin to roll in. If we get a fastest lap, Grove 43.7 for the defending Sportsman champion. Catching Darnell in the 0.29.
Wow, and David Douthwaite just dodged a bullet there, quite literally.
Matty Morris spun in turn 1. He did the same thing he did last lap, but he was a little bit farther on the tire wall. The man from Illinois will go to the semifinal.
Yeah, and that's just misjudging that track wear in Josh, because that was one thing that a lot of drivers, I think, struggle on this track, clearly, is the wear in on the first couple
Darnell
lines.
Jokers.
Well, here we go.
Darnell Jokers, Rakowski's going to be battling him on the exit. I think Rakowski's got this spot. Keep an eye on the merge. Rakowski's got the run off the corner, down to the first corner, contact between them. Rakowski slides, saves it, so does Darnell.
Save it. Jess has to brake and check up, though, because she misses the apex.
What a save.
Oh, unbelievable save, Josh, but just cuts a lot of time. So that move there comes with a lot of risk and maybe not so much reward at this point, but hey, both of them are still driving at this moment, and they're living for another day here. One more lap to go.
So it might not be for the heat race win, but Grove still has to Joker. And if we take a look at the gap, I think Rakowski's going to have the gap over Grove. Grove Jokers in the 472. Comes out. Is he between them? He is. We take the white flag for Josh Darnell. Rakowski's got the run down to turn 1. Had to brake. Grove runs it a little bit wide, nearly side by side. Is the 472 and the 999 battling for the transfer, Justin?
Oh yeah, he dropped himself right into a war. He could have waited another lap and maybe.
Rakowski run off of turn 3. Grove had to back up the corner, takes the spot into turn 4. Rakowski runs wide into the wall. It's gonna be another over/under.
And here we go. She might try again here. Matt's got to close, and he does. He closes the inside line. Phenomenal job.
Throttle application, very smooth, and I think Rakowski, that's it. Final corner. Josh Darnell wins heat number 3 ahead of Matty Grove, who transfers. Best of the rest is Rakowski, Douthwaite, and Morris.
Oh, and just pushing right to the final corner. Absolutely blowing right to the line, trying to get to Matt. Great drive by all of these drivers, despite the small little hiccups, just keeping it super clean.
Great race, Jess.
As
yeah, good race.
I am always surprised at the action that we see here in NASA Rallycross Contenders. Our grid: Eric Dubois, Rakowski, Rateau, and Boyles. I don't know if we've got cars on track. I think my feed might be broken.
Not yet.
It's not broken. We're all good.
They're popping off there now.
So 2 semifinals, and the top 2 will transfer through to the feature to make a 10-car feature this evening. And what's a little bit different is when the semifinals have a 2-car advancing, 2 cars advancing, I should say, only the winner receives the 1 bonus point. So the second car, your prize is making the feature as we get ready for semifinal A. We're going to ride on board Ed Boyles for this race so we can take a look from the cockpit of the 38 green flag. Off the line, Cosgrove leads over Rakowski and Rateau. Boyles peeking to the inside. Rakowski deep on the brakes. Nearly gets checked by Cosgrove. Here comes Boyles in the 38. Saves it nearly into the wall. What a save for the 38. Into the first corner for the first time. It's Rakowski versus Cosgrove side by side. Is the Maryland driver versus the Canadian. They're both into the wall.
Oh,
Mertz
and
Dubois,
both save it,
apologies
Josh.
there.
And Olivia Rateau just gives the spot back up to Boyles there with a little bit of a tap.
Boyles around in the 38. And apologies there. It's Dubois in the 034. I got crossed up as the Slapex cars had the same livery again. Wow. That's my excuse, even though they always have the same livery. But Rakowski leads over Dubois. Live broadcasting is harder than it looks, my friends. It's very hard. Rakowski holding the line on the outside in the 999. Who's going to joker? Rakowski does not. Dubois does not. Will Rateau? Yes, he will. And we'll have to take a look at Boyles. Now, I don't know if this was a good idea for Dubois. We talk about this every single show. You're following her, yeah, but you've got really no traffic. At least take the joker, get back up to the front. I mean, there's multiple different ways to do it, of course, but yeah. Rakowski pulling away.
For me, it totally depends on traffic. If I've got someone in front of me, and if I can take the joker and just get out of the way, I would do that. And I actually did that in that race we mentioned earlier, where I drag raced Josh Clogg to the line. I took one of my jokers. I got stuck in the middle of the pack. I didn't want to get too aggressive on that those first couple turns, and I found myself in 6th, and thought, you know what? If I take my joker now, I drop all the way at the end, and And I
Dubois
did that.
jokers.
There you go, Joker's doing that as well. So yeah, and I dropped to the end, had some clean air for a bit, and that worked in my favor because I had some hot laps. And then when I took my Joker the next time and it all shook out, I was basically fighting for Josh Clog for third at that point. So and I ran last most of the race. So it just goes to show anything can happen. If you play that strategy right, it can definitely work in your favor. It worked in mine. I have no idea why. I didn't go back and look. It was probably some battles that happened ahead, but yeah. Get the clean air, have a nice little drive. With 4 cars on there, it's easy to do that too, Josh. So
Dubois way wide in turn 4 in the 034 as
really that.
he has jokered on that last lap, remember. So Rakowski leads Dubois, Rateau jokered, and Boyles has not jokered. Want to give a shout out to 2020A Supercar champion Matt Hartley. He did say hello in the chat earlier on. Hope you're still around, mate. As Boyles, speaking of going around, has a little bit of a half spin in the 38. Fastest lap for Rakowski, 43.573. Messi over the jump. Boyles in the wall into the Joker.
Into the wall in the Joker, yeah.
And the 38 will potentially finish last in this race this evening. As Rakowski in turn number 6.
Pulling away now, but the gap is still 2.4 on the Delta, about 3.
Jokering is Rakowski.
There you go. We'll see how it shakes out here.
A little bit wide in the second corner.
Oh, yeah.
Holds the lead. White flag for the 999.
Big time. So this is where both drivers clean through this corner. Common mistakes, especially when it's this one in. Very tough to make that turn. You almost have to approach it very differently by a few laps in, and absolutely by heat 3. So
I want to give a shout out to Olivier Rateau. He is on pace, I think, for his best finish this season. It'd be 11th.
That's fantastic.
I want to give him a shout out in the 63.
Rateau. Great job.
Très bien, bonjour, as the Frenchman would like to hear.
That's awesome. I am supposed to be French, but I won't embarrass myself with mine on here.
Rakowski, checkered flag, winning semifinal A. Second place will be Dubois. Both of them transfers. Best of the rest is Olivier Rateau. He'll get 11th place points. 13th will be Ed Boyles.
Fantastic little race there. A lot on the line, and it showed. There was a lot of desperation in those early laps, and I'm sure we'll see a lot of that in the next one with these last 2 spots. We'll see who makes it in.
Good race, Eric.
As everyone just finishing up. And I'm going to publicly tell you, thank you for handling that grid. I'm actually filling out my spreadsheets right now, so if you want to handle grid while I do that, that is wonderful.
Yeah, we can absolutely handle this grid. Let me
Wasn't expecting the track not to be.
Get my sheet up here. All right, so we have Vincent Sowers, Cody Vignecki, David Douthwaite, Chris Wetz, Matthew Morris. What a fantastic little lineup. This is going to be a great little battle. I think these top 3 are going to give us a brawl.
So with, like we mentioned, we do get the top 2 transferring out of this race. So this is our second and final semifinal already this evening here in Charlotte. Green flag off the line. Wett's got a good start in the first phase, but I think he thinks he jumped the start because he backed off. Winicky down to the first corner, leads ahead of Sowers. Sowers hits the curb, nearly washes out into Douthwaite in the 155. Wetz and Morris in the back of the field, down to the first corner for the first time. Winicky, Sowers, Douthwaite into the wall in the 155. Wetz goes to the inside. Morris sneaks to the inside as well. 3 wide for a moment. Between them, over the jump, Winicky, Sowers, Wetz, Douthwaite, Morris. And now we begin to stretch out after the chaotic start. Who will joker on the first opportunity? Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea?
Yep.
I can tell you don't joker. I can tell you don't joker in a feature. 10 cars, not a great idea. Contact between Wetz and Douthwaite. 71 and 155.
If I was Wetz, I'd go off. I know Wetz is a last lap guy, but just get out of there.
Jokering Douthwaite.
Oh, he gets in there first. He gets in there first. What a move! If you can hold this here, that's fantastic. Oh, great
Morris
move.
sneaks into the 3rd spot. Kissed the wall in turn 7, did the man from Illinois. So now, back 2 of Joker, top 3 of not. We remember
that is
Chris
great.
Wetz, third all-time on the wins list in NASA Rallycross, 20 wins. He's fighting for a transfer spot here in Contenders in Charlotte.
Absolutely is, and I think that was the right move. I really do. He's going to get out in some clean air if he can have some good laps and catch up to Matthew Morris here. If Matt can just take his Joker soon, it would almost be a blessing to Chris. Holding out for a long time would be a detriment for sure. I don't think it'll be enough to maybe win Chris the race, but a little bit wide on the entry on that corner there, but it could be enough to maybe steal a transfer spot in the final. In the final couple laps, we see Matt Morris pushing it across here.
Last laps. Winicky 43.4, Sawers 43.8. Very wide for the man from Illinois in the 365. Matty Morris as well from Illinois, 43.5. Wetz 43.9. Douthwaite 44.3. So fastest man on track. Morris is around in the 24.
Oh, Morris has been
And he
struggling
looped
tonight.
it. And he did. So we talked about in the opener how you have to drive like the wall isn't there, and that's the problem. Until you find that perfect sweet spot, he nosed it into the wall in the 24. White flag for Winicky.
Absolutely, it is a tough spot to find, especially at this
Now, Sawers has not jokered. The gap is about 2.4 according to the last lap. I'm trying to pull up the interval internally. It's 1.7, Justin.
So, oh yeah, I think
Sawers runs turn 3 badly again.
Oh, it's opening the spot up. If Sawers keeps messing that corner up, it's just opening it up for Chris. We're gonna see, I think, a very, very spicy Joker merge here, Josh. That's one we're gonna want to watch. Chris Wetz
coming to the white flag. Sawers jokers.
Dips in. Yep.
Winicky, white flag for the man from Arizona. Wetz takes it easy. The man from Texas.
Big time. Oh, and across the line for Sawers, and is that
as we still have a lap left, boys and girls. I might have called that incorrectly. I apologize. I'm good at my job. Winicky holds the lead. Wetz, Sawers, Douthwaite, and Morris. As apologize if I messed that one up. It's been a long day. I've been all over the place.
Josh,
Sawers battling with Douthwaite in the 155. Can Douthwaite take the spot?
If Douthwaite does the cross, yeah, look at that little
spot.
That's
checkered
fine.
flag. Now Winicky wins the second semifinal, as Wetz will be our 10th and final seed this evening, and the battle for 12th to the line. Douthwaite over Sawers and Morris.
Good job, Chris. Good job, buddy.
Just keeping you honest. What a battle!
It's been a long day. Words
no,
are hard.
You're fine. You're fine. That was a great battle. You just kind of go right into the motions. It's when the drivers are really pumping the adrenaline, it's hard for us to kind of keep up too. So great job here. So we move.
Gridding is over for the feature in Contenders in Charlotte. We'll step aside and be back shortly.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Romain Rateau has led all evening long, but Schofield to the inside, and he makes it stick. Funny story about Bryan Sawyer. He showed up to the track 5 minutes ago with zero practice, and each lap increasing in pace for the man from Wisconsin. Mertz deep on the brakes in the 812, clobbering the curve to get by Olivier Rateau.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
We welcome you back to the 5th round of NASA Rallycross Contenders here in Concord, North Carolina, with Bryan Sawyer in the production truck and 2022A Sportsman Champion Justin Robichaud next to me in the commentary box. My name is Josh Mertz, live on the Automotive Sports Network. The NASA Rallycross Challenge is brought to you by Overwatch Specialty Service. The only thing more unique than your problem is our solution. For more information, visit osscenter.com. Thank you so much to Rob Hartland for your continued support of NASA Sim Racing. Our coverage on ASN tonight was brought to you by NordVPN. For up to 63% off a 2-year plan, visit nordvpn.com/ASNTVUSA. Thirdly, our cameras for the entire season are provided by TrackCams22.com. And finally, our intro music was produced by our very own Alex Abetti. Just a couple programming notes. Of course, we still have tonight to go, but our next round for NASA Rallycross Lights will be next Sunday, the 12th of November in Daytona Beach. You'll have Victor Valley. I think Jared Lott's going to be back, if not Cody Erdmann and James Watson for that one, 9 p.m. Eastern on ASN Live. Our next round for the NASA Rallycross Challenge will be next Monday, also in Daytona Beach. Bryan Sawyer, Justin Robichaud, Josh Mertz for that, 8 p.m. Eastern time, starting with contenders going to supercars. And the finale of the Woven by Toyota NASA Sports Car Challenge at Fuji Speedway in Japan, Thursday, November 16th, 9 p.m. Eastern on ASN Live. Bryan Sawyer, Justin Robichaud, Josh Mertz for that. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network. We do have those streams Monday, Thursday. And if you'd like to race, all the info is at nasasimracing.com. Justin Robichaud, give me a quick prediction before we get rolling.
Ooh, I think I'm going to go with Cody, actually.
How original.
I'm going to pull something out. Like, not, yeah, I'm just going to say Cody because I'm going to be funny and you can just pick which one.
I like it. Our grid for the feature here in Concord, North Carolina. Cody Cosgrove, Matthew Lindy, Josh Darnell, Jake Robichaud, Cody Erdmann, Matt Grove, Jess Rakowski, Cody Winicky, Eric Dubois, Chris Wetz. Winicky way down the order as he is second in points and not having a good day. So we'll just have to take a look and see if the man from Arizona can have some good luck as we await Eric Dubois to grid. Thanks for joining us on ASN as we get ready for contenders in Charlotte. We go green in Charlotte. Off the line, Robichaud gets a good run by Cosgrove. Nearly pulled alongside him. Down to the first corner. It's Lindy versus Cosgrove. Darren Darnell deep on the brakes. Here comes Erdmann, the inside of Winicky. Rakowski through the middle on Erdmann and Grove. Into the first corner for the first time. It's going to be Cosgrove leading Lindy, who's side by side with Robichaud. Then it's Darnell, Rakowski, Erdmann, Grove, Winicky side by side. Dubois and Wetz. Wetz is around in the back of the field in the 71. Robichaud battling Lindy in the 3 is the 69 over the jump for the first time. Lindy! 2 wheels off the side of the jump into the tire barrier. He saved it. He's side by side with Robichaud. This is allowing Cosgrove to streak away with the lead. Robichaud into the fence in the 69, trying to pull a Ross Chastain to the inside. Comes Josh Darnell.
He does.
Contact and off into the dirt goes Darnell. Erdmann into Erdmann.
Oh boy.
Rakowski battling. Will we see a Joker on the first opportunity? Robichaud does not. Lindy does not. Rakowski does. Winicky, Darnell.
Oh,
as Grove
makes
Jokers,
the last-minute
Cosgrove
decision.
leads at the end of the first lap.
Crosgrove leads very comfortably at the end of the first lap, but look at this, Josh. I'm loving this battle right here for second. Wow, and I'm not just loving it because I'm a bit biased and my dad's in it, but this is spicy. Matthew Lindy can't be happy with that upset after the jump, giving that position away to Jake, and he's just fighting back for it now. And we're gonna see it's getting tight, Josh. This is the one. This is the one. One of these drivers should joker and just get out of the way and get out of this battle. It's no good for them, to be honest, to be battling for second.
Will we see a joker? Crosgrove has. Lindy has hopped the curb in car number 3. To the race lead goes Crosgrove. He holds it over Robichaud in the 69.
Just behind him, though. And Crosgrove blows the corner of it. And saves it. The right move by Robichaud, just backing off, giving that back to him. He's a driver that's just going to pinch you right back when he gets and files back in after that little mistake. Let him run off and don't even bother. Absolutely.
So Lindy jokered. He got out ahead of Rakowski, who jokered. Erdmann jokered. Dubois, and Grove is done with his strategy list. So let's keep an eye on the defending sportsman champion, Matty Grove, in the 472, if he can slice through traffic. Crosgrove leads, Robichaud leads Winicky, and I'll say it for the 5th consecutive week. I don't know why we didn't make this split sooner, Justin. Speaking of, Crosgrove jokers, Robichaud jokers. This puts Winicky to the lead. Darnell in second.
Oh, Lindy, though.
Robichaud battling Lindy.
A pretty good decision coming out behind Cody in that joker, but really just Lindy threads the needle in there.
Contact between them, and around the 3 goes.
Oh, ouch.
Sorry, not you.
Just a bit of an overestimation there. A tough corner to go side by side or just battle in between. The inputs are just so finite there. It's tough enough to make the corner, let alone just be in there with somebody who might be braking a little bit in front of you. I think that's probably what happened there. Tough move.
As the top 2 yet to take a joker, Darnell does. Crosgrove has taken both of his strategies. Winicky leads. Crosgrove second.
Oh, Darnell
Robichaud third.
Right behind
takes the
Robichaud.
Spot. Robichaud way wide, over rotated in turn 1, and that's going to hold up Darnell, obviously.
Yeah,
Darnell trying to take the fight. Side by side over the jump. Contact between them.
It's not the place you want to make it.
Darnell takes the spot. Can Robichaud power back on the outside? Breaks and lets him have it, I think.
Oh, he sends it hard in that corner.
These guys are racing on strategy. They are not off strategy. So Darnell and Robichaud battling. And if I'm looking correctly, they're going to be battling Winicky for the 2nd spot, it looks like. Yep. We'll take a look at Winicky's first joker. Crosgrove comfortably out front in the 18. Darnell jokers.
Winicky Robichaud was going to, but he decides not to. Throws the car out at the last second and actually makes the turn by kind of shredding a little bit of the tires, too.
He probably didn't want to follow Darnell.
Oh, I don't.
Not a bad idea.
I wouldn't have. Yeah, that's a great idea. Now he's got some clean air. You can enjoy some fightless racing, unless Jess Rakowski has anything to say about it here.
He took cross flags halfway home in the feature here in Charlotte. We ride on board. Jess Rakowski in the 999, looking forwards towards the 69 of Jake Robichaud. And Jess Rakowski sitting in the 4th spot. Both of her jokers are done. Robichaud has 1 left.
And he goes for it.
Winicky's got 1 left. 4 laps to go for Crosgrove. Winicky comes out of the joker in front of Rakowski. Rakowski has gotten by Darnell on the joker rotation. And Robichaud comes out, looks like, in the 6th position. 5th position, apologies there.
Too. Really hard. Almost hitting the wall on the exit on the other side.
And Matty Grove behind Erdmann. So the strategy has been ran. Crosgrove finished his strategy. Winicky finished his strategy. So it's just a matter of staying on the road, not crashing, and taking your spot home.
All the strategies are done, actually, Josh. So everybody's finished with that. So this is just the
As Dubois in 8th, Wetz in 9th. We take a look at Matty Grove in the 472. We take 3 laps to go up front, not missing anything. Crosgrove puts a seal of authority on this race with fastest lap, 43.407 for the Canadian. Cody Winicky, 43.5. We're still taking a look at Matty Grove. He is behind Cody Erdmann and in front of Eric Dubois. And remember, the top 3 transfer up to the Supercars race. And this will be, if it holds here, this is going to be Rakowski's first Supercar race of the season in the 999. in front of Josh Darnell. We take 2 laps to go for Cosgrove. I talked about last week how Cosgrove broke the record after the third, or tied the record after week 3. Or sorry, words are hard. Broke the record after week 3, extended the record after week 4, and is trying to extend it again. Winicky fastest lap, but I think it's a day late and $1 short here, Justin.
Yeah, I think so, to be honest. But yeah, look at Jess Rakowski. If she holds on here, this is going to be a first appearance in the Supercars race, so that'll be very interesting. Seems to be a track she's quite strong at, doing very, very good here tonight. A lot of drivers, I'm actually going through the field there. It's really just a straight line, Josh. It's one driver right after the other, with the exception of
Robichaud into the wall. Erdmann trying to take the spot on the 69 in the 52, former champion 2016A, 2017A. We talk about that in the opener. Car length between them, Robichaud versus Erdmann. White flag for Cody Cosgrove. And Matthew Lindy out in car number 3.
Oh, and Jake takes the turn too early. Literally just pops himself out of the way. Just opens the door and just lets him in like a lid. Now he's got Matthew Grove banging on the door, possibly taking his spot away.
Cosgrove still leads. Winicky, Rakowski, that's the podium. That's the transferring top 3. Final corner, Cody Cosgrove, yet again, 5 out of 5 in contenders this season. The Canadian does it in Charlotte, North Carolina. Winicky will finish second. Final step on the podium, Jess Rakowski in the 999, her first supercar race of the season, as best of the rest is Darnell, ahead of Erdmann, Grove, Robichaud, Dubois, Wetz, and Lindy, as the Slapex cars had a hell of a battle for 6th at the checker flag.
Did they ever? They took it right over the line and right into the
Hey, don't worry.
Yeah, that's a tough ball.
Forget who hit me.
As I'm going to try and pull in our interviews fairly quickly. And we got Winicky as well we got to pull in. I'm not sure where he is. Not sure if you see him in chat, Justin. I do not.
No, I don't. So he's dipped out. That's okay. That's okay.
Alrighty, my friend. Normally I'd handle the winner, but there's only 2 interviews. So if you want to grab these, and I'll update my spreadsheet because super fun stuff.
Let's go. I'll handle it. So
we'll have Jess Rakowski be our first interview. 3rd place, Justin Robichaud, all yours.
Yeah. It's the first time I made it. I've gotten close a couple times, but
yeah, that's what we were thinking too. We figured you got close, so that's awesome. So you're on your way there. Is talking through your race, was Joker strategy kind of a concern for you? Did you think about that at all, about where you were going to come out in traffic?
yeah, I figured at the start it was getting so hectic. I almost got tangled up in stuff between what corners? Like 4 and 5. And so I decided it probably would be best to just get them out of the way as quick as I can, get the open track. So that way I had room to move around, get the good line, and racing's just having the lowest average time.
It certainly is. It certainly is. No, fantastic. Like the Joker strategy seemed to put you in a pretty good way. So that was fantastic. So great podium. We won't take too much more of your time. We'll get you settled in and get you into that next session and get you going later on. And anybody you'd like to thank real quick before you head off into that?
I would like to thank Josh, because he's my team owner. And I'm glad that after sequential disbanded that he brought me in on his team. So it's been fun. I'd like to thank my parents. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Jess, and we'll see you in the next race.
All right. See you then.
As we have all 3 here, so we will bring in 2nd place man Cody Winicky. Justin Robichaud, all yours.
Cody, you looked fantastic tonight. Just another clean race. What were your thoughts tonight going through tonight? Were you concerned about the starts at all here? I was kind of worried. How are you managing turn 1 and turn 2 tonight in your head?
Turn 1 for the feature, I got around a couple cars, but tried to keep it wide, and then the people on the inside were closing me off, so I was like, all right, just hang back for a little bit, and somehow I got up to the lead for a second. I was like, how did I go from like 9th to 1st? So that was crazy. I'm proud of myself.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's kind of the nature of this track too, and you seem to have some good joker positions too coming out. So no, great all around drive. We'll let you go though, because you're getting into that next race. So anybody you want to thank before you dip out and head into supers tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank Team Watson, MFR Racing, Polaris Racing, Top Box Racing, and you guys for putting on a good show. Thank you guys.
Awesome. Thanks, Cody. We'll see you in the
Thank you,
next
sir. Before I let you go, I want to congratulate you personally. You somehow made it from 8th to 2nd at Charlotte. Wild.
Yeah.
Good run, buddy.
Thank you.
It is the man of the hour, and I could handle this interview in 2 questions. Cody Cosgrove, you're just gonna break history, right? And you're just gonna run and say goodbye, try and catch me. Walk me through your race.
And I was worried about this one because I don't really like Charlotte at all, and I knew once I saw Cody Winicki's times and even Matthew's times, I was getting a little worried. So all I did was just kept focused and put my laps down, and it managed to work out. I knew I had to get my jokers done early because I knew Cody Winicki was coming up fast. I saw him through my relative, and I was just like, you know what? I'm going to get these done just so I'm right behind him when he's got to go. So my strategy worked, and I'm happy about that.
As we won't keep you. Justin, you got anything for our race winner?
Nothing at all.
Anyone you'd like to thank, my friend?
I expect you to win the next one too, so we'll talk to you again later.
Oh, pressure. No, I'd like to thank AS said, all you guys for putting on the show, Overwatch, Specialties, Slate Packs, all those guys. Like I said, those guys cheer me on to this history alive, so I want to keep it going. So let's see what happens.
All right, buddy. Great run, and good luck for the supercar race.
Thank you.
So we're going to get confirmation of the results. Exiting Charlotte unofficially, Cody Cosgrove, 5th win in a row. Cody Winicki, Jess Rakowski on the podium. You'll see those 3 in just a couple moments. Josh Darnell, Cody Erdmann, Matty Grove, Jake Robichaud, Eric Dubois, Chris Wetz, Matthew Lindy. And best of the rest were Olivier Rateau, David Douthwaite, apologies there, Ed Boyles, Vinny Sowers, and Matt Morris. We're going to take a look really quickly at the Drivers' Championship exiting the Charlotte Grand Prix. Cody Cosgrove over 40 points ahead of Cody Winicki, Matty Grove, Matthew Lindy, Cody Erdmann rounding out the top 5. Rakowski up a spot, Wetz down 1, Darnell up 1. Great run for Darnell, 4th place for him. Dubois down a position. And in the team's championship, Firelight has jumped Warrior Esport, and Mika Esport has jumped to the top 10. So we're going to step aside for just a couple moments, and we'll be back to take you through the Charlotte Grand Prix. Stick around.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Alpha. Romain Rateau has led all evening long, but Schofield to the inside, and he makes it stick. Funny story about Bryan Sawyer. He showed up to the track 5 minutes ago with zero practice, and each lap increasing in pace for the man from Wisconsin. Mertz deep on the brakes in the 812, clobbering the curve to get by Olivier Rateau. Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds it.
Side between these two in the terminal. This is going to get spicy.
Turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap, clog at the inside line. McFarland contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. From the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one, up Betty to the inside. And Magnus gives him a nudge. Grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Rally's going with this one.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
We welcome you back to the 5th round of the Overwatch Specialty Service NASA Rallycross Challenge at the Charlotte Motor Speedway in Concord, North Carolina. In the production truck, Bryan Sawyer. Alongside me in the commentary box, Justin Robichaud. My name is Josh Mertz as we begin qualifying here in North Carolina. We're going to take a look fairly quickly at the Drivers' Championship entering the 5th round of the championship. Erdmann McFarland, 40 points over Francois Martel. Cody Crosgrove, 2 points behind Martel. Clog, Abedi, Loril, Okenhaug, Peterson, Kirtley Grove down the top 10. OSS Patrol Alpha 182, Patrol Bravo 110, Slaypec Subaru 60, JC Simsport 57, and I told you last week that, oh, JC Simsport doesn't exist in the supercars anymore. I lied. My driver, Devin Hughes, messaged me at 3 o'clock today and said, can I run the supercars? And I said, absolutely. So JC Simsport back on the grid after Magnus Okenhaug defected to Squadra Stunzi. They sit 5th in the championship. Pudgies, who had those issues in the first round of the championship, 6 and 7 technically. No Control Esport in 8th, Slaypex Ford 9th, and Firelight Esports in 10th. I know we don't have a graphic for it, but the Sportsman Championship, Cody Crosgrove 95, Matty Grove 51, as Crosgrove has had some fairly good runs this evening, or this season, I should say. as we get ready for qualifying here in North Carolina. It's going to be 8-minute session, so a little bit different, but we'll just have to take a look and see. As Justin Robichaud, what are you thinking about the supercar session?
Oh, I think we've got another race that Evan McFarland's probably going to run away with. Like I said, this is a track that a lot of the drivers, they come out strong and have done tons of laps. And, you know, Evan's done a ton of laps here already. And then with the practice that I know he's done and he does do, yeah, I'm pretty scared to see what he has in store. And I'm very excited to see what these supercar drivers have on the table for us at a track like Charlotte, where notoriously we have maybe some kind of iffy racing through this section we're watching Evan go through here now, because racing too wide or battling here is very treacherous. So look to see the competition elevated, especially through those first sectors, Josh.
As Evan McFarland, red plate, holds the points lead here in NASA Rallycross Supercars. He was not the first car to begin a lap, but Cody Crosgrove has crashed on his first qualifying lap in the 18. So Evan McFarland will be the first car to cross the line. He'll set the benchmark here, Justin, in the 04, the young man from California. Crossing the line. 40. No, it didn't count. So he must have had an issue on his qualifying lap.
Very possible.
The laps will begin to roll in. Crosgrove did not set one, obviously, so it did count McFarland's lap now. Crosgrove has made another mistake in the 18.
Oh boy, not a great way to start the Supers race tonight, Josh. You got to be on your toes with drivers like here.
Clog over in the 199. What is happening in qualifying here? Larill 41.6, Clog 42.0, Okenhaug 42.4, Winicky 42.7. McFarland's lap didn't count. Crosgrove's lap didn't count. And Crosgrove pushing so hard in the 18. He made the same mistakes that I did last night. Winicky has spun in the 9 on his second lap.
Here they come.
McFarland, 41.6, fastest of all. By 7/1000ths of a second, McFarland over Larill. Larill's on his third lap. They are close to each other on track here. So this is going to be a duel for the pole position.
Oh boy, it's going to be a brawl for pole position between these two, and these are two drivers that practice together a lot. They make sessions and they just run and critique and tip each other, and yeah, so very, very similar lines, very similar times here, so very similar.
Final corners.
Got another one at the 41.6 is an Alex Abedi comes in the session
Abedi 41.6 crosses the line. McFarland, his last lap in qualifying. I don't think it counted. 41.965 for Larill. Larill goes P1! 41.574 for the man from Louisiana.
Monster sends in that corner too, Josh. Unbelievable
and
time.
If you're Evan McFarland, I know this session's not over. Abedi crosses the line in the 99. Where does he go? P3, 41.6. He begins his third lap now. So if you're McFarland, you know you don't have the pole position. Martel goes P4, the defending champion, at a 41.8. McFarland, I don't think has gotten pipped to pole position yet this season. I could be off base there.
I think he has, John.
Brands Hatch in Norway. Brands Hatch in Norway. He missed those pole positions. But he's won 3 out of the 4 heat ones. So he won one of those heat races in Brands Hatch. And let's find Abedi crosses the line. The tie driver, former champion. 41.4. Pole position for the former champion.
Wow.
Wow, what a run. What a resurgence for our former champion, Alex Abedi.
Hello. Like I said, new face somewhere. And I wasn't expecting to see it in qualifying, Josh, but here it is.
So, Abedi, Larill, McFarland, and Martel will be on the pole positions for their respective heat races. I think, we only have 3, though. I might be off base there. We only have 3, so this is going to put Martel battling Abedi, just like we've seen so many times in the recent seasons here in NASA Sim Racing.
Yeah, that's going to be a wild battle, Josh, as Evan, the only one right out on the track there now, and he's finished, so we're actually just going to kick this session forward and get her underway.
As remember, we do have NASA Rallycross Lights next Sunday from Daytona, 9 p.m. Eastern. It'll be Victor Valley, Jared Lott, and James Watson. Our next round will be next Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Myself, Justin Robichaud, and Bryan Sawyer for that. And the final, woven by Toyota NASA Sports Car Challenge race next Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern in Fuji in Japan. Bryan Sawyer, Justin Robichaud, Josh Mertz for that. If you'd like to join us, nasasimracing.com. We're going to have some special events throughout the winter. Going to be super fun. Our grid for heat number 1, Alex Zabetti, Francois Martel, Josh Klog, and Russell Peterson. And I know I go off on my tangents of all the history, but the last 4 seasons of championships are represented in this heat race. Martel defending, Klog 2-time, and Abetti in 22B as we get ready for heat 1. Put on your hard hats already, boys. This is going to be fun.
Go.
Green flag off the line. Abetti gets a good jump over Martel. Peterson sneaking in on the defending champion as well down to the first corner. Martel deep on the brakes, comes across into his teammate Klog, and Martel out in turn 1.
Oh, a huge mistake from Martel.
Abetti leads over Peterson. I think he got spooked maybe by Peterson. What a great run for the man from Illinois in the 59 as we go through turn 2. And this, I say, don't let Alex Abetti have a fresh track. He's like me. Put him on a fresh track by himself. Lap time, it's over. It is a hot lap session for the tie driver. We'll just have to wait and see. Klog now sits in the 3rd spot. Will we see some jokers on this first lap, Justin?
I would be surprised. You know what? With the low field, it really doesn't matter too much, but I probably would if I were one. So I suspect to see something.
As Peterson does and Klog does. Maybe that was a mistake for Klog.
I think,
so much faster than Peterson through the joker.
Yeah, he was too. It's a huge gap there, and now he's just, caught on the brakes and just has a worse exit. So he has to make this up on the track now, Josh, and this is going to get messy if he wants to try and make a pass here on a place like Charlotte. Not too many opportunities here unless there's a mistake. Josh Klog just anchored onto his bumper at the moment.
7-time race winner, champion in 22A and 23A. Josh Klog, the man from Maryland, and Russell Peterson from Illinois sits in the 2nd spot. They are trailing Alex Zabetti, champion of 2022B and a 7-time race winner as well. Peterson left the door open just a pinch, and Klog stuck his toe in there and said, I might be able to take that spot. As now these guys trying to track down Peterson on the curb, trying to track down Abetti side by side. Justin, outside goes Klog. Oh! Peterson hits the wall.
Josh absolutely takes him on the track, and it's just a mistake. Like I said, that's going to be one of those opportunities, and Josh was right there and ready to make the move. So, fantastic work, especially after a little bit of contact there, to keep it on the track still and keep that going. What a beautiful move. That's the iRacing, the racing IQ in full effect. I mean, Alex Abetti's checked out at this moment, but this is a transfer spot that you don't need, but it's really, really nice to have, especially early. Just sit the car for the rest of the night and wait for that feature race, Josh.
As we're going to take 2 laps to go here in Charlotte. Alex Abetti trying to run away with a heat race win, and he has not had a pole position since Iowa in 2023B. That was about 8 races ago for the tie driver. Josh Klog sits in the 2nd spot. Peterson and Martel. Uncharacteristic mistake from Francois Martel, and I say this every single season, and honestly, it might be why Josh Klog doesn't run car number 1. It's almost like the number 1 plate weighs 400 tons, and you just expect to be at the top so much. Take it from me now. I expected to win every single race, and here we are getting turned, thanks Bryan, on the first lap. It's just, you get this thought of, I need to win every single race, otherwise I'm garbage. Making moves.
And that's a weight I think maybe is carried regardless.
Abetti into the wall in the 99. Carries on.
That's the mistake. That's the mistake Josh was kind of hoping for late here. I know it's the final lap, but he's rattled.
Abetti made those mistakes as the defending champion last season. So you were talking before Abetti hit the wall. It's just that number 1 plate you expect to be perfect every single race.
Right. Yeah, and
final couple of corners.
Like I was saying, I think there's a certain way to that, regardless of what the number is, Josh. But no, definitely an uncharacteristic braking move from Martel. Just doesn't make it. Honestly, at the end of the day,
Abetti wins. Klog 2nd in transfers. Best of the rest, Peterson and Martel.
And at the end of the day, I'm just happy they make it through there clean, Josh, is what I was going to say. But yeah, we rack them up again here for the final heat.
Heat number 2. Final heat.
Oh,
You're the one that asked me if we're going to have 3 or 2 heats.
Heat 2. Wow. John, see, like sometimes we have such great conversations, I forget where we're at.
I say it's been a long day. I've been up since 5:30 this morning.
Hey,
Grid for heat number 2. Larill, Crosgrove, Oakenhaug, Hughes. Bryan, don't yell at me. You guys can't hear him, but he's yelling at me. He's telling me to read. How demanding. As we get ready for heat 2. I need to be biased for 2 seconds. I'm super excited to see what Devin can do in the 60 car in his first supercar race in NASA.
Yeah, let's go.
Ran really well yesterday until he had some issues, so it's going to be exciting to see.
Can we go inside Devin Hughes? Let's go inside. Let's run the start with him.
As we'll ride on board Devin Hughes in car number 60. We await Robbie Larill, who classically grids at the last possible moment.
Yeah, he's got the routine. Maybe they get the gloves on and. Kiss your lucky medal.
My wife makes fun of the little bounce I do in my seat before I grid. We get ready for heat 2 in North Carolina. Green flag off the line. Oakenhaug gets a great jump compared to Larill. He's going to beat him down in the first corner. They're going to be side by side. I stand correct. Why is Magnus pulling the handbrake? But he takes the spot, pushes Larill, and they both crash. And Magnus made his bet and lied and laid in it. Words are hard. This put Crosgrove to the lead.
Made his bet and just absolutely threw the money off the table. So the only one who comes out in a very bad place is Robbie Larill, but if anybody can make a move on the track, it's going to be him. So we'll see what he has in the tank. I think maybe Joker early, Josh. What do you say? I
would in this scenario. I mean, Magnus is all over the track in the 26. Where's Robbie going? He's going way off the track in the 213.
Yeah, he's getting a push from that grass. He's really running the inside line. I think he watches here. If nobody jokers, he goes.
Crosgrove, he thought about it. Body language said he wanted to go, but he didn't want to follow Crosgrove. He will take the lead. Devin Hughes leads at the end of the first lap.
So I think maybe he thinks maybe he'll take Hughes on the track. We'll see. Is he waiting for a mistake? If he doesn't go this time, I see Robbie going and just getting out, get into some clean air. It's still early enough. You can make a move here.
Up the hill to turn 4. Perfect line is to put the left front onto that curb and that little bit of asphalt. That sliver of grass gives you so much more grip. Get the car rotated, drift through the corner. Robbie so tight around the barrier. Nearly contact between them. They do.
Out of the Joker.
Will we see a Joker? Hughes Jokers. Crosgrove trying to take the win and the lead on the road here.
Robbie
so Magnus
to the end now.
Magnus is out. Put him to the semifinal. We're going to take a look at Larill versus Hughes for this transfer spot. We talk about every single week, Justin, what can go wrong for Robbie Larill. And another instance of potentially not converting a heat or a pole position into, or seating fastest in seating to a pole position just because of a lap 1 incident.
A little bit of bad luck. Yeah, and Devin holding on here, and based on my calculations, this is going to be a drag race to the line, Josh. I'm seeing 2.3, 2.4 smacking really quickly across that integer. Oh, it's going to be close here. It's going to depend on how good Robbie hits this Joker, and if he can do anything here. Oh, with this last lap that he has. Can he get a good run?
Has 2 laps to go for Robbie Larill. In the 213, Crosgrove holds the lead. Devin Hughes falling back a little bit further from the man from Louisiana.
Yeah, the gap is increasing, and this isn't what Devin wants to see. Robbie fighting here with 1 Joker left.
So Robbie's going to take the Joker on the last lap and attempt to take this.
Absolutely. He's not going to come out into traffic. He's got the air now. He's going to use it. He'll take the drag race. It might not even be. If Devin falls back any more in this first segment, Robbie's just off to the races now. It might not even be a contest by the time we get there, Josh.
Up the hill, down the hill, through turn number 4. Robbie Larill had some issues on the first lap of the race. So Crosgrove looks like he'll take this win after Larill Joker, but I think Larill's still going to transfer.
Oh, big time. Yeah.
Through turn 6, through turn 7, Larill Jokering now. Crosgrove will go to the regular course. Cody Crosgrove, middle of row 1. He wins heat number 2. Larill will transfer as best of the rest is Hughes and Oakenhaug.
that race shook out White Bar. But a great race nonetheless. Robbie overcomes that adversity and still makes it in. That must feel good for him.
As the grid for heat number 3, Evan McFarland, Robbie Kirtley, Cody Winicky, and Jess Rakowski. So tell me why Evan McFarland wins this race, and I'll wait for... I'm kidding. We get ready for heat number 3.
Oh, I don't want to curse it.
Green flag. Off the line, McFarland, half a car length, making a car length in front of Kirtley down to the first corner. Winicky battling Kirtley. Middle of the road goes McFarland. Contact with Kirtley and Winicky, and Kirtley worse off in the 024. McFarland, Winicky, Rakowski as we enter turn 1 for the first time, Justin.
Yeah, and Evan's just, like you said, I didn't want to curse it, and everything happened to his benefit. Now he can just run his race and have at her and do what he wants.
So we take a look at Evan McFarland in the 0-4. 3 out of 4 wins this season. The only race he did not win was in Norway when he got taken out on the first lap by Sabian Ragster. Will he Joker? No. I suspect no Joker rotation
Probably
until the end of the race for him. Rakowski Jokers in the 999. Trying to catch Kirtley in the... Winicky in the 9. And remember, those two battling for a sportsman win with Crosgrove in the feature already. These guys are going to have to push super hard for this transfer and try and take the fight. But as I say that, Rakowski hit the wall in turns 1 and 2 in the 999. So we can potentially take her out of it.
Oh, and Evan's line is just so mesmerizing, Josh. I'm watching it. It's absolutely perfect. He's coming off the jump, almost looking like he's not going to make it, and still somehow plants the car.
I'll tell you what.
Gets the left on the curve. Oh, it's.
Let's ride on board the 04 for a lap.
Oh, let's just
enjoy the sights and sounds.
So unbelievably close. I have to interrupt the sounds because it's so wonderful watching how close he's getting the front right to that curb or to the cement blocks, Josh. It's unreal. One small mistake, if he's a fraction of a second,
a millimeter,
too soon turning
millimeter,
it's done. The whole the mind-numbing amount of concentration he needs. This section here, this is what blows my mind, Josh. He comes off the jump, and it looks like he's not going to make it, but he slams it down, and but he uses the swing to load up the left so he can make this corner at the utmost edge of the grip. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. He has me in awe.
I have a quick story. When NASA transitioned to iRacing for the first time in 2018, we were used to handling race control over the public chat, and we would talk and make penalty calls and stuff like that. And I'll never forget Matt Kingsbury telling us to shut up. And I wondered, why are you doing that? Now, so many years later, in driving the light, it requires so much focus. You can't do anything else other than focus on driving the car, because otherwise, like McFarland's scenario, you're in the wall.
Exactly. The car, you need to be driving it on the limit at all times. In this vehicle here, you have to drive it at the limit, but its limit is so fine. We talked about it before, an eggshell under your throttle. It's even more so. It's an eggshell that actually has a chick in it, and then if you crush it any further, you're gonna take life. Like, that's how soft you have to be on these cars. They may be all-wheel drive, but there's 500 horsepower in these things. They may turn all 4 of those wheels, but they spin it.
McFarland wins Heat 3, transferring his Winicky, as best of the rest will be Rakowski and Kirtley.
Fantastic race, Josh. Fantastic. Evan just putting on a clinic tonight.
And that puts Winicky into the feature to battle Crosgrove as we get ready for the semifinal here in Charlotte. Top 2 will transfer out of this: Russell Peterson, Devin Hughes, Jess Rakowski, Francois Martel, Magnus Okenhaug, Robbie Kirtley. And if you're Francois Martel, you are gridding 4th. Not a good spot to grid. as the top 2 will transfer out of this race. 6 cars, 5 laps, 1 joker, top 2 transfers. Hopefully you have your hard hat on from earlier, because this is going to... You thought that was crazy. This is going to be crazy. Okay. Green flag. What a start for Martell. Going to make it 4 wide off the line. Peterson, Martell. It's Hughes and Rakowski down to the first corner. Peterson a little bit wide. Replicating Magnus and take the 59 out of it. Here comes Hughes surging against the defending champion side by side down to turn number 1. And Hughes will hold the lead.
And Martell backs out of
Martell
that.
in second.
Oh, smart
Rakowski
move
in the 999 into the wall, and the defending champion slides. He saves it. And now, here comes Magnus in the 26. If you're Martell, do you joker now and get stuck in this trap? I don't know if that's a good idea. I say follow Hughes.
Well, I'm just looking back at this point. Like he has an okay path if he goes back. It's just going to be very, very messy.
As
I would almost
Hughes, Martell, Okenhaug has gotten by Rakowski for the 3rd spot. Rakowski jokers, Kirtley jokers. At the end of the first lap, Devin Hughes leads in the 60.
Oh, and he has a decent little lead here on Martell. And just clinging on. Ooh, Martell's bridging a bit of a gap here. Better exit on turn 2. It's going to be a brawl, Josh. Here we go. Another good exit from Martell. Really,
and Magnus waiting in the wings. If something happens between these top 2.
He is so patient, and he has to be looking at the deltas now and wondering if he can get out of the way with maybe a joker, or maybe Devin wants to get Martell out from behind him.
Contact between them.
Oh, there's a bit of harassment. Maybe Martell's saying, get out of here, go take a joker. Oh,
no joker.
He leaves it out there.
Battling for the 4th spot, Rakowski and Kirtley are crashing into each other in turn 6. I just caught that off monitor. Ooh. As Russell Peterson for sure out in the 59, sorry. But his teammate, Magnus Okenhaug, sits in the 3rd spot. Martell hits the wall in turn 2.
Both of them, but Martell smacks it quite a bit harder, and oh, that might be a bit of front right damage, Josh. We're going to see in this corner here what happens.
We're going to take 2 laps to go. Hughes runs it wide. Martell sneaks to the inside. Side by side are the 2 Canadians.
Side by side,
outside move. Can he make it?
Martell wants to make it on the outside.
Wow! Still hanging there. Hughes he cleared him on the outside. What a move!
Hughes says, bye-bye. I'm going to just go take my joker. I need to just clear some air. There's no way you want to be pushing and shoving with him if he's going to do stuff like that.
I wish we had the side-by-side coverage for Rallycross, because this battle for 4th is impeccable between Kirtley and Rakowski.
We said we weren't going to need it, and is it making us eat our words, Josh? Wow.
It might be making us eat our words as Martell leads, Okenhaug leads Hughes. Let's keep an eye on the race leader, Francois Martell, and also, if we can, try and keep an eye on Kirtley and Rakowski. But Martell, Okenhaug, so no joker for the top 2. Martell's going to wait till the last lap. Well, Magnus, he's going to wait till the last lap. So this is looking good for Devin here in the 60.
Sure
we take the white flag for Martell in the 1.
It sure is, and still a couple drivers from my ticker that haven't taken their joker yet. Martell, Magnus, and Peterson. But Peterson so far behind.
Peterson is off the racing surface.
Actually, look at that. Yep, I just swung by his weight and he took that right to the pit. So, bit of a strategy coming out here between these 2. Looking like it's Martell's race at this point by a mile.
For the final time. Francois Martell, what an impressive pass in turn 6. He's going to joker on the last time of asking. Magnus is going to joker on the last time of asking. So it's going to be an easy win for Francois Martell. Car number 1.
A drag seating race 7th. At the line for Hughes. And
Devin Hughes in his debut makes the feature in car number 60.
Oh, wow.
Best of the rest is Magnus, Kirtley, Rakowski, and Peterson.
Great job. Boils down to strategy there, and he sneaks in at the end. That's got to feel real good. What a way to smile on your first way in. Great job, Devin.
So our grid is set for the supercar feature. We're going to step aside. We'll be back shortly.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way,
Well, Romain Rateau has led all evening long, but Schofield to the inside, and he makes it stick. Funny story about Bryan Sawyer. He showed up to the track 5 minutes ago with 0 practice, and each lap increasing in pace for the man from Wisconsin. Mertz deep on the brakes in the 812, clobbering the curve to get by Olivier Rateau. Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds it.
Side between these two in turn 1. This is going to get spicy.
Turn 1, over the jump to begin the first lap, clog at the inside line. McFarland contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. Over in the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn 1, up heading to the inside. Magnus gives him a nudge. Grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Rocky's going to spot. We welcome you back to round 251 of the championship overall and round 5 of the 29th season of the Overwatch Specialty Service NASA Rallycross Challenge here in Charlotte, North Carolina. With Bryan Sawyer in the production truck, 2022A Sportsman Champion Justin Robichaud next to me in the commentary box. My name is Josh Mertz, live on the Automotive Sports Network. Just a reminder, the NASA Rallycross Challenge is brought to you by Overwatch Specialty Service. The only thing more unique than your problem is our solution. For more information, visit osscenter.com. Thank you so much to Rob Hartland for your continued support of NASA Sim Racing. Our coverage on ASN tonight also brought to you by NordVPN. For up to 63% off a 2-year plan, visit nordvpn.com/ASNTVUSA. Thirdly, our cameras for the entire season are provided by TrackCams22.com. And finally, our intro music was produced by our very own Alex Abetti. Just a couple programming notes before we begin this feature this evening. Round 6 of NASA Rallycross Lights at the Daytona International Speedway. That'll be Sunday, November 12th, 9 p.m. Eastern. You'll have Victor Valley, Jared Lott, hopefully, or Cody Erdmann for lap by lap, and James Watson for that one. The next round for the Overwatch Specialty Service NASA Rallycross Challenge, also in Daytona next Monday. Bryan, Sawyer, Justin Robichaud, and myself, Josh Mertz, for that one. 8 p.m. Eastern Time, starting with contenders and going to supercars. And the finale for the Woven by Toyota NASA Sports Car Challenge at the Fuji Speedway in Japan, Thursday, November 16th, 9 p.m. Eastern on ASN Live. Bryan Sawyer, Justin Robichaud, and myself, Josh Mertz, for that one. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on all social platforms. And if you'd like to race, all the info is at nasasimracing.com. We got a couple minutes before we get this rolling, or actually a couple seconds. Give me a quick prediction before we take a look at the grid.
Yeah, I think it might just be cut and dry in Alex Abetti's race, but I really think it's going to boil down to those first few corners, Josh, and if Cody Cosgrove can make his way through. I think that third and fourth position where Evan's sitting is not going to be super favorable to the start. It really just depends on who's going to be nice.
I don't think anybody reset the track.
As there's no reset track for the feature. So, Alex Abetti, Cody Cosgrove, Evan McFarland, Josh Klog, Robbie Larill, Cody Winicky, Francois Martel, and Devin Hughes. As we get ready for the Charlotte Grand Prix, 8 cars, 10 laps, and 2 jokers. And thanks for joining us on the Automotive Sports Network. It's going to be super fun. Been super fun all evening long. And it's going to throw a little curveball into these guys. They expect a clear track, and they do not get a clear track. Thanks for joining us. We get ready in Charlotte. Green flag off the line. Martel in the third row of the grid gets a great jump. He comes across on Klog. Abetti tries to lead to the first corner. He does. Cosgrove early on the brakes. Winicky's around in the 9. So the sportsman battle done already, side by side with the teammates. McFarland versus Abetti down to the first corner. Abetti tries to sneak to the outside. McFarland sits in the second spot. They're going to be side by side. Cosgrove battling Klog side by side through turn 2. McFarland lets him have it over the jump. Cosgrove into the walls. McFarland, the championship leader, into the tire barrier. Klog in second. Larill, Martel, Cosgrove, Hughes, and for the second week this season having some issues, here comes Martel battling with Larill. Now, would you joker while you're in a hornet's nest like this, Justin? We'll just have to wait and see.
Oh, I would.
Abetti leads. He does not take the joker as expected. Klog does not. Larill does not. Martel does not. Cosgrove does something different.
Yeah,
and at the end of the first lap, Alex Abetti leads.
That far back, yeah, get out of that calamity. Absolutely. You do not want to be in there at all. Especially through these first couple turns, Josh.
As I apologize for that one. I was letting the leadership know that they weren't in the session to reset the track state. So we're just going on the fly here. As Larill in the third spot behind Klog. Abetti leads. So let's take a look at the joker rotation. No joker for Abetti. No joker for Klog. No joker yet for Larill. Martel. No joker for Hughes. McFarland, late choice in the 0-4. Got to do something different. Cosgrove strategy's done. Winicky's strategy's done. So now, will we see the championship leader, even having a damaged car, slice his way through the field? We ride on board Robbie Larill.
Robbie's just hanging on here on Klog, and Klog smacks the left rear over that curb, and that hurts. That hurts the line and the speed. Very tight.
Just a kiss of the wall from Josh Klog in the 199.
Off of smoke.
Larill looks to the inside. Larill yet to win in a points race in the NASA Rallycross Challenge. Josh Klog has 7 wins and 2 championships. Alex Abetti, 7 wins and 1 championship. Martel, 13 wins and 1 championship. So we take lap number 4 for Alex Abetti. Josh Klog sits in second still. Larill, no jokers. Fastest lap for Abetti, 42.610. Still no joker for Hughes. And I think McFarland skipped the Joker this time, so he's got one left in the 0-4.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, this sportsman battle, not to cut you off, the sportsman battle I thought was over. I thought the sportsman battle was over. Winnicke's right there if Cosgrove makes a mistake, so let's keep an eye on that one as well.
Yeah, they're at the back, but they're fighting for their own little thing there, so that's a little spicy there.
Winnicke only made one supercar race this season. It was the race in Knockhill, and he won it over Cosgrove. So we'll just have to wait and see. He's gaining, the man from Arizona, compared to the Canadian, Cody Cosgrove. McFarland, no Joker. Hughes, Joker's in the 60, but still no Joker from the top 4, or top 3, I should say.
Yeah, Martel Joker's out though, gets himself some clean air and has a very nice Joker. I watched that all the way through, nice and clean, very fast.
So Hughes has spun in the 60 off monitor, and the Canadian ran it wide in turn 1, clipped the tires at the very edge, and around he went. He was in the 6th position, I do believe. No, still no Joker for the top 2. Robbie Jokers in the 213. Alex Abetti's busy time trialing at the front of the field. Right. Martel's going to come out battling with Larill. No, Larill holds the spot. So Abetti over the jump. He took halfway, took cross flags in car number 99. And the odd one out in race wins out of the top 5 is Robbie Larill. But never forget the Knight Rider. He still has won a NASA race. It's just one asterisk in the record book.
He has in all of our, and he's given up a bit of time here to Martel as he slams the wall here.
I'll tell you what, Justin. Clog was 2/10 up, making a 1/10.5 over Abetti. Abetti Jokers. Clog follows him.
Oh,
I think Clog's got something. Larill skips the Joker. Will he come out battling Clog? Martel done. Clog holds the spot.
Yeah, he made a last second.
Larill, I think, hit the start gantry in the 213, turning in. He did.
And Robbie,
it's going to hinder his left rear. Oh, that left rear is tilted.
Ooh, both of these guys.
We'll see if he can drive through it. But both of those cars are torn up on the left rear.
Absolutely.
We talk about how inch perfect you have to be, Justin. We talked about McFarland basically kissing the barriers. And Clog and Larill, they were doing the same thing. You have to be either hitting the wall or so close to be fast.
Yeah, you really, really do, because that's where
Clog
the grip
Jokers.
is. The grip is where there's a little bit of asphalt or a bit of curbing on the inside. Right.
Clog locked it up, holds the spot over Martel. Sorry about that.
Does. No, you're good. Threads himself
fastest
right
lap,
in there.
Abetti, 42.5.
Here we
Tell you what, you put Alex Abetti on a clear track with nobody in front of him, it's over. In the 99.
It's gone. It's gone. He's turned so many laps, and especially at a track like Charlotte. Like I said, you get those guys who've been here a really long time. This is like riding a bicycle. They just hop out there and it's just zooming. They're zooming. They have this one memorized, most certainly.
And an update on the sportsman battle. Winnicke,
Clog.
I think he spun. He is he is way far back on Cosgrove. 2 laps to go for Alex Abetti in car number 99. Battling Robbie Larill, battling Josh Clog. Abetti's got 1 Joker left. Larill's got 1 Joker left. I think Larill's going to lose the second spot to Clog here, as Larill sets fastest lap, 42.285.
Yeah. Wow, just a nice
Larill over the jump. Woo! Clip the dirt a little bit. That's going to have him give up some time.
That damage, it's looking like it's affecting him a bit, but Robbie Larill, just one of those drivers, he's done so many laps.
Martel on the 199 Clog.
Whoa, he's goes in the inside. Clog's been using the inside here handsomely all night. He's going to give Francois nothing. Francois going to have to do an outside move like he did.
So we're going to have to see Larill and Abetti. Abetti takes the white flag. They have to Joker on the last lap of asking here. This is going to be a spicy battle at the checkered flag between the top 4. Clog a little wide in turn 1. Martel got the bite mid-corner. They battle for third. Former champion against the defending champion.
Martel makes a bit of a mistake smacking the wall, but he recovers very nicely. He's still here hooked onto Josh Clog's bumper. And the Delta right now, Martel pushing so hard against his teammate. The Delta for Robbie Larill is not looking very favorable to these two, but if they keep
Martel to the inside of Clog. While they're squabbling, this might help Larill. Abetti Jokers. Larill Jokers. Abetti tied with Dylan Smith and Josh Clog.
Be a drag race to the line, Josh.
Win number 8 for Alex Abetti. Larill will pip Martel at the line by I don't even know what the margin is as Clog finishes in 4th. We got a battle for 5th. McFarland and Cosgrove. McFarland has tried all race long to get by, and the points leader takes it over the Sportsman points leader.
Good race, Evan.
As Cosgrove wins again in Sportsman. What a battle. Hughes 7th and Winicky in 8th.
My car's so mangled.
This
That's
track
like when you
fantastic
shoot up on the
battles to the finish. It seems these Joker exits, Josh, every season give us a drag race to the line, right for the podium. Usually, wow.
As let me catch my breath and take a moment.
Okay.
Wow. So we're gonna bring in our first man here, Cody Cosgrove in the 18. Martel does not have a functioning microphone. So Justin Robichaud, I'm going to have you handle these last two. We're going to pull in Robbie Larill, second place man. Justin Robichaud, all yours.
Robbie, wow, what a race tonight, buddy! It seemed like you were dodging bullets out there and fighting for every inch of it. Walk me through that race. Were you focused on a Betty at all, or were you just running your race and ignoring things behind you?
I was trying to catch a Betty, but after I hit that the finish line pole, it kind of threw my car real messed up out of that, and
yeah,
had a bad heat race to begin with, and yeah, it just kind of put me back. But I still pulled through and made second. I mean, that's all right.
Absolutely.
One day I will win. I don't want to kill the NASA tradition where I've never won a race yet.
No, well, I mean, we always say
you're a winner of the Night Rider in our hearts.
Yeah,
That's a fantastic. So when you hit that gantry, what was it that got damaged? Was it front?
Oh, it was the rear, big time. So like that's why I went over to jump on, I think on lap 8 or lap 9, and it threw me to the right, to the left. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I needed to.
Yeah,
it was bad.
Yeah, when we watched, or we're actually watching a hit you took, probably as a result of that. So what was that? What was that feeling like to you? You just counter steering to the left? Is that how's that?
Yeah,
going?
constantly. Yeah, constantly just holding my wheel counter steer to a little bit.
Yeah,
remember to hold my. Like that. Yeah, it actually helped in a couple of turns. It would send you towards the grip strip a lot easier. So can't complain about that.
Fantastic. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Look, that's part of it. Overcoming the elements. P2 finish. That's fantastic. Who'd you like to thank tonight, Robbie?
I practiced this a little bit Overwatch specialties, KES, and I can't remember anybody else. Evan for training with me all the time. Me and him, it's good practice with me and him. And it's a shame that he got. I don't know what happened, but I saw cars flying after the jump. So
yeah, it was something. It was something with the jump. He came off wrong and smoked the tires. Yeah, wasn't great.
Yeah.
Awesome, Robbie. Well, great finish tonight. P2's very, very, very good in this. You did fantastic, buddy, and just shy of a win, but we'll something to smile about. So go have fun with that. Thanks, Robbie.
Yeah. Bye.
I don't know if the stat came over. We just pulled in Alex Abetti, but I just want to reiterate the stat that I think everyone missed. Cody Crosgrove is now second on the all-time sportsman wins list. Doug Denice, a longtime pioneer, has got 17. Crosgrove has 14, and a longtime pioneer, Casey Lester, had 13. That tie is broken. We bring in Alex Abetti, our race winner. Justin Robichaud, all yours.
Alex Abetti, you're just you were just doing time trials out there tonight. I don't even know what to ask you. You just got really, really great starts. You had a fantastic run. Was that your mind was just time trials, right?
No, the track was really warm, and I had to really focus not to slip away, which happened, I think, in lap 8, where I nearly wrecked.
Yes,
but
we saw
I
that,
kept
yeah.
I kept it together. So was a little bit of luck and a fantastic qualifying lap, which brought me to the pole and which won me the race.
Wow, fantastic. I mean, hearing that, it just makes it seem that much more impressive because me and Josh were in the booth. It seemed like you just had your head down and you were doing practice laps. But to hear that it was a struggle, I mean, we came to a spot where you hit the wall actually on broadcast now. So yeah, wow, I'm blown away. Well, anybody you'd like to thank for your race tonight, Alex?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Overwatch Specialty Service, Team Gold, Josh Clark, Tyler Shedak, Bart Fontenot, and Trenton Bailey, and everyone on NASA for making this great league. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Alex, and enjoy this fantastic win tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
So let's get some confirmation of the results. Exiting Charlotte, the race results: Alex Abetti wins, Robbie Laurel second, Francois Martel in third, Josh Clogg, Evan McFarlane rounding out the top 5. Cody Crosgrove 6th overall, winning sportsman, Devin Hughes 7th, and Cody Winicky in 8th. The best of the rest: Magnus Okenhaug finished 9th, 10th Robbie Kirtley, 11th Jess Rakowski, and 12th is Russell Peterson. We're going to take a look at the unofficial points exiting Charlotte. And Evan McFarlane still holds that point lead, but wow, Alex Abetti, huge jump in the points, but Justin, he is a mile away from Evan McFarlane. Justin, I'm going to roast you publicly. You're on the wrong feed. We're working on...
Of course I am. Of course I'm on the wrong feed. You got me now?
Yeah, you're all good.
Yeah, here we go. Sorry about that. So, yeah, Evan McFarlane's holding a very commanding lead up there, and lots of movement tonight, Josh. You got Francois Martel dropping a spot, Cody Crosgrove in 4th dropping a spot as well, Josh Clogg dropping a spot. Tons of movement there in that battle for the championship. But Evan McFarlane, you're right, commanding lead.
As Crosgrove 4th, Clogg 5th, Laurel, Okenhaug, Peterson, Kirtley, Grove, the remaining top 10. OSS Patrol Alpha 222, Patrol Bravo 155, Slaypex Subaru 76, JC Simsport 69, nice, and Squadra Stun Zed with 60. As we're gonna take a look. We're going to take a look at a couple programming notes. Brian's roasting me internally off monitor, as he loves to do that. So, a couple programming notes before. I think I killed Brian.
He's joking.
I think I killed Bryan. So, programming notes. All you got to do is press buttons, maybe breathe a little bit. It'll work. NASA Rallycross lights, round number 6 in Daytona Beach. Bryan is still dying in our ears right now. Victor Valley, Cody Erdmann, James Watson for that. 9 p.m. Eastern on ASN Live. Our next round for the Overwatch Specialty Service NASA Rallycross Challenge, also in Daytona Beach, next Monday, November 13th. Bryan, Sawyer, Justin Robichaud, Josh Mertz for that one. 8 p.m. Eastern time, starting with contenders. And the Woven by Toyota NASA Sports Car Challenge, round 10 in Fuji. That is next Thursday, the 16th, 9 p.m. Eastern, ASN Live. Bryan, Sawyer, Justin Robichaud, Josh Mertz for that one. Just a reminder, the NASA Rallycross Challenge is brought to you by Overwatch Specialty Service. The only thing more unique than your problem is our solution. For more information, visit osscenter.com. And thank you so much to Rob Hartland for your continued support of NASA Sim Racing. Our coverage on ASN tonight also brought to you by NordVPN. For up to 63% off your 2-year plan, visit nordvpn.com/ASNTVUSA. Thirdly, our cameras for the entire season are provided by TrackCams22.com. And finally, our intro music was produced by our very own race winner, Alex Abetti. And publicly, still so very thankful that you made that. It is such a great tune. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network. And if you'd like to race, all the information is at nasasimracing.com. I think everyone has retrieved their breaths. Justin Robichaud, give me a final thought.
I think this is a pretty good race, all things considered. Overcome a bit of adversity in the track state, not having our admins in the session tonight. Usually one of them makes it in, it seems. So not having that here was a bit of a pain point. But no, all the drivers I think pretty good. Just a awesome, exciting race. And like again, what's with this track and drag races to the line? It's great. I think it's that Joker, the way it works. It's a fun track to watch. I'm kind of sad it's over. We don't run it again. And just on to next week, see what those drivers give us, and see if Evan McFarland can make a comeback again here. 5th place, that's got to hurt even with the lead. So
take it from me. You get your confidence a little rattled, whether you get taken out, Bryan, or you crash like Evan did. But as I'm trying to make fun of Bryan, he's making fun of me worse. I'm glad you can't hear it. So the checkered flag falls on the evening. From all of us at the Automotive Sports Network, from Jess Rakowski, Victor Valley, Jared Lott, Chad Irvine, Philip Kraus, Justin Robichaud, Cody Erdmann, and Bryan Sawyer. My name is Josh Mertz, as we hope you enjoyed today's coverage of the Overwatch Specialty Service NASA Rallycross Challenge tonight from Charlotte, and put James Watson on that list. Apparently, I have not added him to my script. I apologize, good sir. We congratulate our Contenders Series winner, Cody Crosgrove, on the 5th consecutive win there. He won Sportsman as well, and we congratulate Alex Abetti on his 8th career win. Be sure to join us Sunday in Daytona for lights, but until then, so long, everyone.